Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time doing a review on Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. Now, I remember watching this show as a kid. I remember having some nightmare fuel from this. And later on, starting to laugh at some funny parts and such. Now let's get on with the review. The premise of the show is about a guy who owns an abandoned movie theater, and a kid who is presumably his only customer goes in to watch these somewhat films, and the guy who runs the movie theater explains about things like nose picking, getting attention, swearing, also misbehaving, and being disrespectful to people, and would show these somewhat movies or stories about these kids misbehaving, like Selena Slurp, who eats a pound of chocolate and ends up turning into a giant fly, and also like Monty Python, who uses a snake to scare his sister, and a kid who tortures spiders ends up becoming a victim by these baby spiders. Now, with Grizzly Tales of Gruesome Kids, have these somewhat kids who are rude, inconsiderate, unkind, and eventually at some point the parents or someone warns them of a point of danger where they will meet their certain fate. And but the kids in the somewhat series don't listen, and usually as a dark consequence they end up getting themselves like murdered or changed, or mainly suffering a cruel or horrible fate. Either if it's due to greed, or being bossy, or trying to get their own selfish ends, which proves to be their downfall. Now, the animation does feel great, and it feels like it did do a great attempt on doing something of a great show, because it gives kids the chance to see what could happen if their bad behaviour or their misbehaving will lead them to. Now, also what's interesting as well is that this was also a series of books as well. I have looked it up, and it is kind of true. Now, what's interesting as well is that a lot of character designs are reused in certain episodes, or places and areas reused again. It shows that they are, trying to save animation, not bothering to, rework new character designs. And I kind of like that, because it does show that they are trying to be a bit more creative with their new designs and such. Now, what's other interesting about this show, it ran from the late 90s, 1999, to 2006 or 7. It proves that the show did last long, and it also had a great cult following. Now, there are some episodes. Now, growing up as a kid, I remember having nightmare fuel from certain episodes. Some I found funny due to how, jokeful and silly it can be, and how, dark and gritty it can be. Another interesting fact is that, Nickelodeon had got the rights to it and create their own one, which doesn't feel as great as this, as the ITV one. And looking at it now, it does feel great to watch it at times. Now, other interesting facts is that most of the characters, the bad children's names, are usually puns on bad behaviour, like Selena Slurp, like, slurping fruit, or mainly like various other sort of things. And looking at it now, I do like this show, and I give it a good thumbs up. So here's my review on it. So like, comment and subscribe. Comic Reviewer here, signing out.